Have you ever felt like a piece of dry parchment, even though you're drinking water all day long? You have the dry eyes, the parched throat, and that nagging brain fog that just won't lift. It feels like the water is just passing through you without ever touching your cells.
It's a phenomenon we call the desert pipe syndrome. Imagine a lead pipe running through a dry desert. You can pour 1,000 gallons through that pipe, but if the pipe is sealed, the desert stays bone dry. For many seniors, their cell membranes have become that sealed pipe.
In Japan, our elders understood that without a specific spark, water is just a solvent that actually steals minerals from your body rather than giving them to you.
Today, we are auditing the Barbara O'Neill Salt Protocol. Barbara is a pioneer, but for the 60-plus demographic, there are silent steps, ancestral Japanese techniques, that ensure the salt actually enters the cell, instead of just sitting in your blood. By the end of this audit, you'll know how to fix your cellular short-circuiting, stop the 3 a.m. wake-ups, and finally feel hydrated at a cellular level. Every nerve in your body is essentially an electrical wire. It needs a conductive fluid made of electrolytes, specifically sodium, potassium, and magnesium, to carry the signal.
But Dr. Sterling, many seniors are told to avoid salt because of blood pressure. This creates a huge conflict for them.
And that's the tragedy. When you strip salt entirely, you starve the sodium-potassium pump. Think of this as a tiny water wheel on every cell. If it stops spinning, the cell becomes a stagnant pond.
This is filter stagnation. When the fluids don't move, the inner scourer can't do its job. The symptoms are unmistakable: leg cramps at night, a racing heart, and that dizzy feeling when standing up too fast.
Exactly. Those aren't just signs of aging. They are signs that your electrical grid is flickering, because the salt spark isn't reaching the wires.
If you feel puffy or bloated despite drinking water, that is water sitting outside the cells because it lacks the mineral key to get inside. Subscribe to help us bring these secrets to 100,000 seniors this year. Barbara suggests salt on the tongue before water. Brilliant for a clean system, but for a senior body with decades of metabolic sludge, the path is blocked.
We call this biofilm accumulation. Over time, waste, mostly from processed proteins, coats the cell. If the cell is clogged, salt stays in the extracellular fluid, which is what actually raises blood pressure.
My grandmother never started a healing cycle without the daikon buffer. She called the daikon radish the great scourer.
Daikon contains specific enzymes, diastase and amylase. Scour the stagnation from the digestive tract and blood.
So, step 1, scour before you salt. For 3 days before starting the protocol, incorporate scour foods like raw daikon, garlic to thin the blood sludge, and matcha green tea as a detergent for the cells.
When you combine these, the enzyme power of daikon and the detergent quality of matcha, you've prepped the soil of your body. Now, the cell is hungry for the salt. It gets pulled in instead of bouncing off.
It's the difference between washing a greasy plate with cold water versus using a natural soap first. The scourer is the soap. Why Celtic salt? Because table salt is dead, it's just sodium chloride, which is aggressive and lonely. It grabs onto things and causes trouble.
Table salt is an isolate, but Celtic salt is a community. It contains magnesium to govern the heart and potassium to balance the system.
The Japanese silent step is crush and warm. Don't just put it on the tongue.
By crushing the crystals into 2 ounces of warm, not boiling, water, you create a highly conductive solution.
When you drink this on an empty stomach, it hits the vagus nerve, the master controller of your rest and digest system.
This signal tells the brain that minerals have arrived. The brain then opens the gates of the kidneys. If you drink plain water, the brain triggers a hormone to flush it out. That's why you pee 5 minutes later.
But with its spark, the brain says, "Welcome home." The water stays, the nerves calm down, and the short-circuiting stops. This helped my patient Robert, who was drowning on the inside but thirsty at the cellular level, finally sleep through the night. Why do seniors wake up at 3 a.m. with racing minds? In Japanese medicine, that is the time of the liver and adrenals.
When minerals are low, blood sugar drops. Your body dumps cortisol and adrenaline to pull sugar out of the liver. That adrenaline jolt is what wakes you up with a pounding heart.
Our evening buffer is step 3. Before bed, drink a 4-ounce mineral tea. Magnesium-rich chamomile with a pinch of Celtic salt and a tiny drop of raw honey.
The honey is liver fuel. It keeps the liver calm so the adrenals don't have to scour for energy at 3 a.m. The salt ensures that fuel gets into the cells. This is the 3 a.m. switch.
We can't forget, high protein requires double the mineral activation. Pair your protein with its scourer, like pickled ginger with salmon, to protect your kidney filters.
Exactly. If you eat high protein but skip the salt spark, you are sandblasting your kidneys. It's about the sequence: scour, activate, then fuel.
To summarize our audit, use the daikon buffer to scour, the salt spark to signal the vagus nerve, and the evening buffer to stop those adrenaline spikes.
It's been a pleasure auditing this with you. Kiko, if you're ready to start living vibrantly, subscribe so you don't miss our next deep dive into the protein filter.
Share your Spark stories in the comments below. We read every one. Stay vibrant.